Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere, and even earn money. We like that. All in one place for totally free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your cellular telephone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else, those other places that podcasts are heard.
Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free, zero catch. We've been using it ever since we started How Long Gone. And ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel like having the option of turning off the Q&As and the polls on the user dashboard has really helped boost my creativity and take it to another level. I highly recommend giving it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. What's up? It's me, Jason. How Long Gone? We are live and direct from Glendale. What's good, bro? We're live and direct from the Valley. It's a Valley-only episode today.
Live and direct, bro. Nothing, just arguing about hip-hop in our group chat because some people that we know seem to think Nas is relevant. And I would just like to clear that up on How Long Gone, Jason.
Maybe in certain crypto circles, but...
When it comes to
Nas
music,
is relevant to some people.
So what songs has Nas had besides the one classic song?
He had Nas is Like, which was one of his...
That ain't shit, bro. No one knows that. I'm talking about They Shoot.
Okay, If I Ruled the World was a big one.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one. But that was some kiddie shit. I didn't like that, but that was a big one.
There's also Nas is Like, which was one of his earlier songs as well. Both of those are from the 90s. He has One Mic from Stillmatic, 2001, 9/11 year. All I need is one mic. Okay, we also have Hate Me Now.
Oh, yeah, that. Oh, yeah. Okay. How many of these songs?
He also has,
how many of these songs?
He has The Message.
I'm not listening to any song called The Message. That sounds like some Bible shit. How many of these songs, though, as a professional DJ, how many of these songs ring off in the club besides They Shoot and Made You Look?
Even that song I would never play. Even that song
doesn't ring. But is it because it's too dusty for you, or because it actually doesn't work in the club?
It's partially the dust, and then it's partially the fact that I'm from LA. So the same reason why me playing some DJ Quick song, if I play that on the West Coast, it could be song of the night. You know what I mean? Some classic West Coast, like early Snoop.
Yeah, but you're embarrassed to play that.
But early but the Nas
Snoop,
won't work in the same.
What's more embarrassing than playing early Snoop? Early Snoop is so embarrassing to play that in the club. That's crazy.
No way. There's some great early Snoop. I mean, like the first Dre album, the first Snoop record. Like,
no, I'm not saying it's not.
Unfortunately, there's some undeniable.
No, it's classics.
There,
I'm not saying they're not classics. I'm saying, like, as a DJ, you look dusty as fuck playing that.
That in almost every setting, that is correct. If done correctly, if done tastefully, if flipped in a new and fun way. Mixed into a different song that is like thoughtful and interesting, but most people don't try that.
So when you're back on the decks at Soho House, West Hollywood, are you thinking about a Snoop Dogg, Nas, Olivia Rodrigo mashup type thing? Are you workshopping that?
I have not. It's on my to do, but I have not had a chance to.
Put down the Laird superfoods and pick up the laptop, King, because it's time to fucking mash up Z-Trip style. You already know. Shout out to my big dog Z-Trip.
My big dog Laird, Hamilton, those checks are hitting a little bit better than those Soho House checks at the very moment. That could change. It's still early days with COVID. There's a lot going on, so... But just as of now, my alliances are with Big Dog Laird. Unfortunately, anything could change. Crypto's down, crypto's up. My DJ career is down, my DJ career is up. Who knows?
Do you think crypto king Nasir is going to have to go back to bad rapping because his crypto wallet is taking such a hit today?
I don't think his team is convinced that him releasing new music is necessarily going to be a cash grab winner. I think if he wants to, if he loses his shirt when the Doge dips down thanks to failing Musk, I think his management is going to be like, all right, we got to go do like a South American tour, like an Asian tour. Like we got to go to places where Nas can still make some big ass guarantees, because I don't know, like if he is playing the Rolling Loud Festival, it's definitely like 17 slots below Trippie Redd. You know what I mean? And that Nas will not be able to sleep at night with that level of billing. But that's just the sad fact.
But I just don't think that for most people, and I don't want to get into this dusty convo, but Nas is not top 5 dead or alive for people, right, Jason? Like, there's other people in those slots that he ain't really getting in.
Nas is top 5 dead or alive for many people.
But for dusty, dusty New Yorkers only, or you're saying like globally?
It's a skewed scale and list, because anyone who would ever participate in a top 5 dead or alive.
Good point.
Has already thrown their hat into the dusty ring. That's a given.
Good point. So if the conversation is happening, you're dusty. So the chance of Nas making the list is quite high because of who's participating.
That's right. And especially if it's from New York, he's just like, he can't be ignored, because like him or not, his entry into that art form is undeniable.
Agreed. No, look, I agree. I just don't.
Not unlike the work of Joe Budden.
Thank you. I mean, I think
one of the architects.
I'm checking out Nas's clothing line history, HSTRY, and he was in Coming to America too. So I
prefer. What's the sorry to interrupt. What's the Our Story? What's that, like the women's clothing boutique that they have at the mall?
And Other Stories is what you prefer.
Yeah. And Other Stories is definitely raking in a lot more money.
Yeah, and Other Stories is kind of like for hot chicks on a budget. When cost is too much, you know what I'm saying? You can hit And Other Stories, pick up a little.
You could find some little low key And Her Story pieces if you're doing a pull, Chris. Just for basics.
They sell.
I don't want to put words in, but if we're going to Palm Springs this weekend and we don't have time to do the real shipping for like a floppy hat, if like a floppy hat is absolutely necessary, we can last minute pop into And Her Stories.
And Other Stories. And
a
other
poll that will get us through the weekend.
No, sure. In a pinch.
We're not going to be putting it on our stories, but it'll get us through the weekend.
No, in a pinch, I agree, and I wonder if Nas has ever been there. You know what I mean? I wonder if he in a copyright dispute, if that ever came up. We'll have to ask his lawyers, because they're going to be calling us.
Those two bulldogs going into the same ring. I would hate to see the bloodbath of what shook out.
Oh my god, it's just so dusty. I just saw he announced some more shit with like Mass Appeal, like it's 2003, and I'm just confused. I'm just so confused.
Well, speaking of dust, a lot of people were hitting me up about the same, and also my life partner just texted me right now. Do not throw me under the bus with me and my And Other Stories. You hear me yelling on. Sorry, babe.
No. We're shout out to And Other Stories and all the less fortunate folks that have to shop there. We shout out to you.
Do not say the less fortunate folks who have to shop. It's not like Old Navy.
No, I'm just kidding. And Other Stories is perfectly passable. I'm just kidding. They also they have a nice selection of like skincare and apothecary. It's a very smart. The stores are laid out very nicely, actually.
Their apothecary buy is better than expected, Chris?
Well, it's owned by H&M. It's like a better H&M, but it's from Swedish. It's Swedish. That's why it's a little bit cooler than it should be. You know what I mean? Because it's
H&M.
Yes, because it's Swedish. Anyway, I'm sorry. People were
okay. Anyway, speaking of dust, a lot of people were asking you, a master of the JB universe, what we just need to untangle the web of Joe Budden that's been going on. I care not for this.
It's too confusing for me. It's too confusing. He fired his co-hosts, and then they posted a Vimeo retort.
He has a co-host. He has the one white guy with a beard.
Rory
and Maul.
Rory would be you. I would be Maul, who's like a cool drug dealer.
What does Maul do?
Literally, I think he's a drug dealer. I don't know. No one knows.
Okay, so they're both
but his brother is I believe his brother is the Rockefeller Records co-founder, Biggs. So he's good in the streets.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's good in Brooklyn, anywhere.
Okay.
Maul's the one I saw at Azalea Banks party.
If he has a meeting, we're not gonna cancel a meeting from him.
No. I mean, I told you, I saw him at the Azalea Banks party and I was too intimidated to approach. So he fired them. Joe Budden fired them, like, on the air, and like clowned them and said that, like, when him and Maul lived together, Maul bought his own detergent and hid it in his room. Which is,
dude, that's a fine insult.
Like,
that's a fine
it's
insult.
Fire. It's so good. But it's so good. But then Rory and Maul let it breathe for like a week, and then they recorded their own retort in like a studio, and they put it on Vimeo for $2. That has been bootlegged. Like, you can already get that on like people send it to me, like, it's out here. And now they're just going, it's just like mud. And then Joe Budden got accused of like sexual harassment yesterday. It's like, it's truly.
I saw what was the name of the girl that accused him of?
I don't know, but I don't remember. But she has a show on the Joe Budden Podcast Network, because he's not only a podcaster, a rapper, and an Amiri hat wearer. He's also a businessman.
He's a mogul.
He's a mogul. So I don't.
He's a pod mogul. So, and I think that I saw like somebody posted a video of that where he was like making all these sexually suggestive comments throughout the podcast, and then at the end did the ultimate Dusty move, which is he did the "let me get where my hug at."
No, he did not do it. Let me get a hug.
He did. So he according to what I saw on this Twitter video that was 8 seconds long, he was kind of like flirting with her and saying like sexually inappropriate comments. This was a while ago. I don't think it was super recent.
Yeah, it was.
And then he hit her with a "where my hug at," and then went over and they did a hug under the guise of maybe squashing the beef, or like it's all good, it's all
but
love.
Could she feel the chub through the rude sweatpants?
Well, that was the problem was the rude. He did a clear and blatant kind of hip gyration.
Oh,
like
no, dude, come
move.
on,
like,
bro, you're fucking 40 years old, and
he was doing a slow whine, and this is happening on like a live stream video. It's not. He filmed this incriminating evidence himself.
Big Joe Budden is his own worst enemy. And I mean, honestly, without Rory and Maul, the podcast is nothing to me. But I will probably continue to listen here and there, if it does make waves in the community.
So you're Maul Nation.
I'm Maul Nation.
You're a Maul rat.
I'm a Maul rat. And I don't even know, but unfortunately, Maul's personality is not one that could carry a show himself. He's a very laid back, in the cut type of cat.
He's an accoutrement. He's not the main course.
He matches the hat to the Pumas. You know what I'm saying? He's like more worried about his fit game. And, I'm not clear where Maul makes money. I'm not a pocket checker. He said he had money when
you're not a pocket checker.
I'm not a pocket checker. No, Jason, come on. I don't. Nah. But so it's been a tough week for the JBP boys, and they are unfortunately not back to business. Joe Budden voice.
We are not back to business. Thoughts and prayers go out to everyone over there. We just want to let you know that we're riding with you, no matter what the outcome is. I will continue to not listen.
But I would like to say yet again, Rory or Maul, if you want to come over, if the podcast host is all up in the videos, you know what I'm saying, you want to come over to somewhere a little bit better, you can come over to How Long Gone, and we would love to have you tell your story to 200,000 white people that might have heard of you.
And also Chris's claim and promise that we will not be all up in the episodes dancing and shit. That is a claim that I cannot make. I will, in fact, be all up in the episode.
Chris does not speak for me when it comes to all up in the episodes, but we should talk about our guest today. He is not Joe Budden affiliated.
As we know.
His name is, yeah, that's a good point. We should ask him about this. His name is Mikey Alfred. He is a director and owner of the clothing brand Illegal Civ, which started out as kind of these like insane compilation videos. His new movie, North Hollywood, is out now. And it was produced
starring Vince Vaughn, Cosgrove,
friend of the show,
a bunch of pro skaters.
Miranda Cosgrove, hot pro skaters. It's all there, baby. So let's chat with young Mikey and see what's going down. Are you at home, Mikey? Are you in LA?
Yeah. Yep.
What neighborhood do you live in?
I'm in North Hollywood right now. Yep.
He's like, I really live this shit, bitch.
Drop a pin, bro.
Right.
Okay, well, I'm in Glendale, so I'm only like 10 minutes away from you.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 818 on this side as well.
134, baby.
Is that 818? Is that a different area code?
Yeah, 818 is like the valley, Chris.
No.
And then 134 is the freeway.
Look, I know what the fucking numbers mean. I didn't realize that North Hollywood and Glendale shared an area code.
Really, like the whole valley, the San Fernando Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I love when I'm talking to two LA locals. It turns into the Californians from SNL so quick. It's crazy. Like within 30 seconds, you motherfuckers mentioned a highway. Like that's as boring as talking about the vaccine at this point. You guys got to do better. You guys got to do
I'm
better.
sorry, Chris. So are you doing like a bunch of press for this movie virtually right now? Are you getting sick of it or do you love it?
Nah, I'm not doing a lot of press.
Mel, must be nice. I thought you had to be out here peddling this shit. You know what I mean? It's because I saw the GQ story, but that was before the movie came out, right?
Yep.
Is it streaming or what's the vibe? Where can people see it if they want to see it? Because it's not in theaters or it's going to be later.
So as of right now, no theaters, and just because the COVID vibe,
Mm-hmm.
it's like not the same.
Oh yeah.
But how bad did this shit fuck your plan up?
Oh my gosh, fucked everything up for real. But it guided us to the way it was supposed to happen, so it's all good.
No, I know what you mean, and that's a good outlook on it. Like, yeah, it was more challenging, but ended up the way it was. This is the way it was supposed to be. Is kind of what you're saying.
Did you finish filming it before COVID hit?
Oh yeah, way before. We made the film, and just to answer that other question, it's on Apple TV, and Amazon,
okay.
a few other places.
Thank you for Nick for sending us a link. So we weren't able to support the film directly, but I'll make sure to Venmo you. Just let me know what the Venmo is for we'll hit you.
Buy it on Apple
10-piece
because we number 2 on the chart.
Oh, nice.
And we're trying to get to number 1. Yeah.
What's number 1 though? Are we fucking with like an Angelina Jolie movie?
Liam Neeson, The Marksman. It's pretty dope though. Actually, I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, fuck Liam Neeson.
Fuck his old ass. We're coming for
man.
the title.
Nah. It's number 1 for a reason. You feel me? But we coming for him though. We coming for him.
Yeah, we are coming.
That's great. That's amazing. But I think that's a testament to probably like. I think that your generation, the people that want to support you, are definitely like stream first, like happy to do that. Like that's how their brain is wired. Did you have the distribution signed pretty early, like before you started filming, or did you sell it afterwards?
No. So the way we're number 2 on the chart is just the support of the skate community, the support of people who have just liked IC videos for a long time, and who just support the whole movement, the whole vibe. And hell no, we did not have distribution. I tried to do the movie the regular way, pitched it and all that, and none of that worked.
Just to explain to people though, because we're not all all of our listeners aren't Hollywood insiders like the three of us, but you basically mean you wrote you had the idea, you went to pitch meetings all over town, and you were trying to sell the movie to get financing to make it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that didn't work out so well.
Hell nah. People were just like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Skating, 50s music? Like, what?
Well, I mean, yeah, the 50s music angle, there is a little, cinematic Bronx Tale kind of Marty Scorsese energy to that. That makes sense to me. Skate culture is as big as it's ever been in the world right now. There's a bunch of hot young dudes in it. Girl from the Disney Channel. Vinny Vaughn.
That's what I'm saying. What is there not to understand about this?
Couple Baker Atibas in it? What else do these motherfuckers need?
Yeah, what more do they need? That's what you said.
See, this is the way I feel about it is like, even when we made the movie, right? When you watch it, if you see Dill as the priest, you're like, hey, like you laugh and you're like, okay. But then if you don't know who he is, you might be watching the movie and just be like, and it has a totally different vibe if that's the way you're seeing it. You know what I'm saying?
That exact same thing happened to me when I watched the movie with my girl. I know who Jason Dill is. I'm not like a skater, but I know who he is. I grew up in Huntington, and he's been around forever. My girlfriend did not know who it is. She just thought it was some random dude. So when he was like a preacher preaching to a church, I'm like, what the fuck is Jason Dill doing here? He's actually doing a pretty good job at acting.
He killed it.
And then my girl is just like, yeah, okay, that's a guy.
Right.
And then the opposite will happen where like I will not know who somebody is. Like like my girl's relationship with iCarly might be deeper than mine because I'm an old head and she's younger than me, and she's like, oh, that's that, you know, like, and I didn't grow up watching it like you guys did, you know? So it goes both ways.
That's true too.
But I think from a casting perspective, yeah, you covered your bases in a pretty interesting way. And I don't know if that, like, were these people that you had in mind and you went after them, or did it kind of fall into place as you were casting?
Man, both of them fell into place.
Yeah.
Miranda and Vince.
Yeah, I want to know how you got Vinny on board. Do you have you got a story about that?
Yeah, me too. I need to hear. We need to hear that. The streets need this.
Bro.
You saw him on Sex and the City, and you're like, "That's him. We need him."
Nah, hell no. Vince Vaughn was, always a G. But Carmen Cuba, she said, man, what do you think about Vince Vaughn for that role? And when she said that, it was like, wow, yeah, like something about that makes sense. He could be funny, but then he could also be like, I'm gonna be hard too.
Put the hammer down when it needs to happen.
When it needs to happen,
right.
Exactly. When the script calls for it. When the script calls for it.
And then he can have the improv vibe too, because that's something I really like. Like just go.
So as a director, you let Vinny cook. You didn't keep him to the script.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, how intimidating is that as a young director, and you got Vince Vaughn up there who's done 100 flicks? Do you just say, like, you do you, do you, king? Or are you giving him actual real direction?
Well, the way I view it is he's a legend, right? And that's why we're going to work together. When he's down and we're prepping, we're getting to see the scenes kind of already, and we're hearing it between him and Ryder. So by the time we get to set, I don't feel as much like, ooh, like, I don't know, because we already have done this a couple times.
It's worked out.
Yeah, and now
the table read was popping.
Exactly. And now the vibe's like, okay, we already know what the script said. Now let's just like let it come out, you know what I'm saying, and see where it goes.
You watered the dirt, let's let some flowers grow now.
Exactly. So by the time you get to set on one of my movies, I want it to just be like, you're comfortable already, you feel like you're at home. Like,
Mikey, you smoke weed? Just a side question. You smoke weed?
Man, come on, man. You can't ask me that.
Well, is that because you're a role model to these kids?
I just look at it like not everybody could smoke weed and do what they got to do. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
And I even see that with skaters where it's like some people, they could smoke every day, all day. Literally, they roll up, they smoke, they roll up again, and they still skate and they get what they got to get done.
Big shouts to Beagle.
Man, a lot of people. But then other people, they let it take them off into this other path. So I do smoke weed. I'm not like ashamed of it or trying to hide it or anything, but I just try not to promote it because it's like, it's not for everybody.
No, I think that's
responsible. I smoked weed every day for 10 years probably, and I thought I was on my shit, and now I look back and I'm like, yeah, I wasn't really getting it done the way I thought I was getting it done. It seemed like I thought I was really getting it done. I was doing okay. You know what I mean? I was doing okay. Mm-hmm. But I think that the way that, like, Jason, you're like a nighttime, you know what I mean? Like, I've done my stuff. I think that's the most responsible way to do a lot of things, I think that's probably where we're moving. But yeah, I mean, skaters, bro, I don't understand. I talk about this all the time with my few skate friends that I have. It's like these guys, like when I was growing up, I mean, it was like all about partying. Like that was really like a big part of the culture, and like you just power through. And I feel like now, and I would love to correct me if I'm wrong, but some of these guys are treating it more like athletes. Like this is a career. Like I need to take care of my body. I need to like approach this a little differently. Is that something you've seen as well?
That's still for sure a part of it, partying.
Yeah.
And like, let's not get it twisted. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I would hate to get it twisted. The
Olympics, this is the first year, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
there are people who are treating it like that, kind of, I guess, because even them, they're still partying.
Even Tiger Woods was in the gym.
Right. I look at it as like, as a skater, you don't need to be like up at 6 a.m. and shit and like eating egg whites or whatever. But like, you can't be like partying too much. You feel me?
And you also can't be too workout-y, dorky. You'll get a little too Burnquisty, and then that you lose the essence of skating in general.
Burnquist though is a legend. Whoa.
Burnquisty. I've never heard that.
My words, not yours.
I love a Burnquist burn
But you know, there's like, that's part of like, cause kind of the part of the skate culture is doing it with style.
Yes.
And like making it look effortless and being like, I'm a guy, I just rolled out of bed. I'm a girl, I just grabbed my board and I just did something. I made it look so smooth and effortless. I didn't even take a shower. Like, you want to have some of that. That's part of it versus the, you know, like, I'm going to get my eyebrows waxed and I got my tank top on and I'm going to put my knee pads on and do that shit. Like,
no, totally.
That loses the essence, if you ask me.
The Olympic shit is like, what's the feeling on that in the community?
So from just what I'm hearing, it's a little bit of both. I feel like a lot of people are stoked. Like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this is the first year that they're welcoming skating. That's just crazy that now if a kid was little and he told his mom, yeah, I'm trying to do skating. And she's in her head like, oh, okay, maybe if he did that, he could get a scholarship and go to the Olympics. That's not really like a thought before right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So that part of it is dope. But then I guess I'm hearing there's just like a little bit of rules where you can't wear brands. And
Monster Energy is like, what the fuck? You're saying Nyjah can't wear a snapback on the Olympics? This is crazy.
But I feel that even all that is all good.
Yeah.
Because it's the first year. So of course it's not going to be perfect. Like,
yeah,
good.
You got to figure it out. Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty crazy because Jason and I are, you know, I don't want to say a lot, but we're older than you, you know, and I think that like watching skateboarding become like a much more viable and accepted like career path is something that I would not have expected. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's pretty crazy to see how far it's come since, you know, the 90s, early 2000s even, where it's like, I feel like parents would encourage it now versus discourage it before.
Couple questions about the movie. When I was watching it, I saw some stark similarities to the Zac Efron film "We Are Your Friends." Have you seen that piece of artwork?
He's like, "Bitch, no, I ain't seen that."
Also, you got to talk on the podcast. You can't just shake your head no. First off,
yeah, you got to say, "Bitch, no." When you're referring to TJ, he likes to be called "bitch." It's kind of his thing. So I do it. You feel free to do it as well.
So it's a story about a group of friends in the valley who are trying to make it out. One of them gets a little big-headed, kind of turns on his friends. It's a very similar plot line to North Hollywood, except it's just about awful EDM music instead of skating. Give it a shot. You might like it. Radikowski's in it at the very least.
I will for sure. For real.
Because I think the coming of age kind of thing, you know, is like that story is so relatable to everyone, no matter how you package it in a lot of ways. Like whatever, like your medium is skateboarding. That's what you grew up with. So that's your medium. You know what I mean? I think that's like really what it comes down to. And that's probably where Jason is seeing the similarities. But I love coming of age. I like to cry during movies. You know, usually that's, a sound bed that does that for me. Usually some music supervision will bring me to tears in the right moment. I have to say that the Zac Efron movie did not do that. So, you know, sorry, Jason, the LCD sound system didn't have me in my feelings.
Speak for yourself, bitch. Speak for yourself. There's a couple moments there that get a man misty eyed.
You cried because the check wasn't big enough. You didn't cry. You didn't cry at the plot.
That was part of it.
I'm sorry.
Half check, half plot.
Yeah, exactly. Half check, half plot. Jason, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What was your follow-up, your second question about the film?
How do you feel about blowing up the smokehouse? So there's a restaurant in the film called the Smokehouse. It's in like North Hollywood, Universal, Burbank area, by all the movie studios, like a Musso and Frank's kind of old steakhouse spot.
Like they used to like bring you the rotary phone. You know, it's that kind of vibe.
Obviously, Mikey, you have an affinity for things of that, you know, 50s, 60s kind of culture. There's like a little drive-in, old car scene in the flick. You're at the old steakhouse. You're playing the old, you know, 50s, 60s jazzy music. What made you put on the cardigan back in the day?
I grew up not too far from Bob's and Smokehouse and all that stuff.
Bob's Big Boy for our listeners in Denver.
Exactly. And they do that old school car show that's in the movie every Friday in real life. So I grew up hanging out there, and in the restaurant, they only play 50s music, you know. I never knew this until I was making the movie. The same architect designed Bob's Big Boy and Smokehouse. His name is Wayne McAllister. And he also inspired the Circus Liquor sign that we showed in the movie too. That was from Clueless.
You follow that Instagram account, Valley Haunts?
Nah.
You should.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically they just post old funky ass buildings from the valley like that.
Yeah.
It's right up your street.
Yeah.
So just as a kid, you just would go to Bob's Big Boy, listen to some doo-wop and look at some Oldsmobiles.
My pops, he had a penny color, like 1950 something Cadillac. So he would take it to Bob's, you know what I'm saying?
The copper caddy.
I would sit in the car with him. Exactly. Copper. And it had that little starry shine on it too, you know? So he had two cars. He had the Cadillac and then he had a drop top 1960 something Mustang. But then he ended up giving that to his brother, my Uncle Kevin, and he's been whipping it.
Shout out to Kev.
Blowing in this wind and shit. Yeah, still to this day.
So does your family still live in the valley? Is your family all still over there?
So most of my family is in LA. Not everybody's in the valley. There's only a few of us out here. The big majority of my family is in Louisiana.
You know, I was sensing a little bit of a Southern swagger from you. I'm from Atlanta, so as a fellow Southerner, I do sometimes sniff it out, but I didn't want to be presumptuous.
Yeah, Eunice, Louisiana.
What the fuck is that?
Eunice. Yeah, there was a scene in the movie where there was a little light gumbo talk real quick, right?
Exactly.
Light gumbo talk.
Exactly.
So this really is just every part of your life poured onto the screen.
Yeah, just different pieces, family members, friends, the producers, everybody.
And one of the producers is Pharrell, right? Or is he the EP on it?
He's a producer. Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted.
But yeah, Pharrell and Mimi, they're producers. The reason it matters is executive producers, they don't really be in it, you know?
They don't do much. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's more of a title
producer,
I'm looking for. Yeah.
Right. You really are in it.
I want to write the check and say, don't call me until the premiere is happening.
No, don't call me till the award season, bro. I ain't even trying to. I ain't trying to go to premiere.
Don't call me until China picks it up.
Yeah, bro. I want to see. Yeah, call me when it's in China and I get the.
Okay, so Pharrell had more than a financial piece of it. He was also helping you out. Like what exactly was he helping you out with?
Him and Mimi came on after we had already shot. So they got to see an early cut of the film. You know, we showed it to audiences, showed it to more people, and we would just keep tooling it, try to make it the best it could be before you drop it. You're seeing what's working, what's not. And then when you're like, okay, cool. Like, I feel like we got a dope movie. You could put it out. And then on the next one, when you start it, the movie is already better than the one before because you already learned.
So as soon as you finished this movie, you were probably instantly just like, I can't wait to take everything I've learned and make another one.
Hell yeah.
That's exciting. Okay, so I have to ask the Pharrell part of it because there is a scene in the liquor store where there's a mention of Just Water, which is his water brand. Was that part of the little back end deal that we got to do a little quick pluggy or is that all love?
So the way that happens is actually so crazy. When you mention anything in a movie, you have to clear it. Mm-hmm. And we were going to say some other brand. And it was like, they're not responding. We're going to have to like make up a brand. We hit up someone at Just, hey, can we say your water company name and movie? They hit us right back. Go for it. So we ended up saying them because we're like, okay, at least they hit us back. Like, at least they showed us some love. That's like the same way we're releasing the movie. Like Apple TV, they were the ones that hit us back.
So we're doing it.
So I'm like, cool, we're going to promote Apple TV. Yeah. If you don't promote me, if you don't want to talk to me, why am I going to promote you? Like,
I like this. I like this approach. This is smart.
Do you reply to my emails? You're hired.
Yeah. All right. We're building, baby. If you respond, that's half the battle.
But then that's why things are crazy, just how they work out. You know what I'm saying? Because when we did that, it's like he had nothing to do with the project. We weren't even thinking about that. 6 months later or whatever, like, oh, perfect. You know?
What films in your life inspired this film?
You mentioned one before. I love Bronx Tale. That's one of my favorite movies.
That's what I was seeing the most when I was watching it, I gotta say.
Love Bronx Tale. And then Rosemary's Baby. That's one of my favorite movies.
Ooh, okay.
For style-wise, there's this movie, Road to Italy. That was big inspiration. I really like Greta Gerwig.
What? Hold on, bro. Hold on. Nah. Nah, we ain't fucking with Gerwig on this side. But I'm shocked to hear that. Which Gerwig are you talking about?
Greta Gerwig, Ladybird.
You like No, I know who I know who Greta Gerwig is. I'm saying you like Ladybird that much.
I like Ladybird, Chris. I like Ladybird.
That movie's fire. You tripping.
Yeah, Chris, you are tripping.
Look, okay, sorry guys, continue.
We were making mid-90s. I was at Telluride. Eli, the producer on mid-90s, he's a producer of Ladybird.
Yeah.
And he's like, you want to come? And I'm like, hell yeah. So we're sitting there. I'm watching a movie. And the first scene comes on, you know, how they're talking. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm thinking it's going to be, you know, one of those movies where everybody's just blabbing. And then she jumped out the car. And I was like, oh, shit. Greta's sitting right behind me, literally directly behind me. I turned around. Oh, shit. The whole movie, I was talking and yelling. So, yeah, I like her. She's fire.
You were talking all through Ladybird?
All through it. I tell you right premiere.
That's funny.
Damn, Mikey ain't invited back to Telluride. They said, nah, man, take your movie somewhere else. You were too loud. You kept asking for candy and shit. This is a professional gathering.
Sir, we have rules here.
Yeah, sir, we have
But
rules.
now that you say Ladybird, I do see a lot of Ladybird in North Hollywood.
Yep, I really like that movie. And she's just a good filmmaker. She's a good director. And I just got put on to it too late. You know what I'm saying? I seen Ladybird and was like, wait, Greta's hard. Like, I'm just ready for her next movie. Like, and then when I started to look her up, I'm like, oh, okay, she was an actor. And
yeah, she's done all this other
she
stuff.
did these other movies. Yeah, she's dope.
I love the organic discovery.
I can talk about movies forever. There's this guy, Italian guy, and he has a movie, Investigation of a Citizen Above Suspicion. That's another good movie. And that one is good for like how to do a main character in a movie. But there was a lot of movies. Yeah, I'm like a big movie guy. I have thousands of DVDs, thousands.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Blu-ray or just classic DVD?
Blu-ray and classic DVDs. Gotta have both. And then you gotta have the double players because you gotta have a player that doesn't recognize regions. So you feel me? Like there was a movie Streetwise.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I had bought the DVD and then I was pissed. Couldn't watch it because the region.
Damn.
That's tough.
Yep.
I too am a player who doesn't recognize regions. What is your ideal movie setting? Like you said, you watch tons of movies. You have thousands of them. It feels like watching a film is probably like you have your own way of doing it. You know, you put your phone away. Maybe you get your little snack. You get your favorite chair. Like, how do you prefer to watch movies? You got to do it at home now, obviously, because theaters are closed.
Yeah. The best way is in the screening room.
Oh, he had to flex on us, TJ. He had to be like, you guys wasn't there. Yeah, we go to we go to Midtown Manhattan at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, and it's me and three guys from magazines you don't read, and we're just checking the movie out. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah, nah, man. Like
we go over to Marty's house. I mean, over at Skywalker, they got a great little screen over there too.
But you know, like, man, bro, making movies, that's art. Up on the screen, like paintings, you know, so you got to be able to really see it.
Okay, so if you're at home, then
what are you doing at home?
Are you the person? Do you put the phone down or are you texting through the movie?
So I put the phone down, depending on the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, but then sometimes too, like I'm just weird. I could be looking at my phone and really like the movie and really be into it, but be looking at my phone at the same time. Like if I watch a movie at night, I'll probably turn my phone off, you know, like leave it somewhere else.
Well, okay, what about the snack game? What about the water game? What about the beverage game?
Yeah, what are you sipping on?
Always water. Tall as
My
shit.
man, hold on, bro. I don't mean to pull up on you. You may have seen this before, but we're gallon boys on this side. This is how we hydrate
Like
over
that.
here. Yeah.
I like that.
So you get the tall as shit water, you get the 64 ounce Just, you get the long Essentia, something like that.
Yep. And then no snacks really, bro. I'm not really snacking during the movie. Like popcorn, maybe, as long as I could get some butter.
Mikey, are you a healthy eater, or are you wilding out here? Because you're young enough where you could probably still be eating crazy, but I feel like you have your moments.
Man, bro, like in NoHo, it's all burger shacks, breakfast burrito places. So yeah, bro, I'm a terrible eater. Terrible. I eat burgers, hot dogs, stuff like that every day.
Next question is obvious. What's the workout program looking like? Because like you can be young forever, Chief. Let me just tell you right now, life comes at you fast.
Right. So I skate almost every day.
Okay, that's cute, but I'm talking about, are we in the weight room? You know what I mean? Are we like, come on?
No. And then I swim.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
And then on the weekends, sometimes I'll do the bike where you go into the room and it's 100 degrees.
You mean a spin class?
You doing a hot SoulCycle?
I don't know what SoulCycle is, but there's a place in NoHo.
Okay.
And a girl that I know, Callie, she teaches the class.
Okay.
That shit is fire. That's a good workout too.
So just an hour long, they're blasting Tiesto. You're sweating like a motherfucker.
No. It's like Moneybag Yo.
Okay.
We're like on that vibe. Yeah.
Damn, I might need to join you. This sounds right up my alley. I might have to join you because I know I don't look like it, but I have great rhythm on the bike. Just so you know. You know what I mean?
Mikey, did you invest in the bike shoes with the clips on them, or do you just pull up in the Converse?
Man, bro, I couldn't take it that far. I swear.
I can't take it that far either.
I couldn't take it that far. I went like the first 5-6 times and I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to get him. And I went to get him and I was just looking and I'm like, bro, come on, bro. It just looks funny. I don't even know what it is.
The problem is
it's a little too extra.
The problem is with that is it makes it easier to do. So it's like a functional thing, but I can't do it either. It like actually makes you better at the task because it secures the foot, obviously. But I'm with you. It's a little funny, and you got to carry them. You got to have a tote. You got to bring all this stuff. It's a big step. It's a big step. Thought about this a lot.
Right. It makes me feel like okay, right here it's for fun and it's a good workout. When I get my own shoes, it's like, okay, now we're like crossing into like,
yeah, it's different.
Yeah, I like to do this. Like,
you turn into a cyclist overnight.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
What kind of shoes do you wear to skate in, though?
You can catch me in the Adidas, but then you can catch me in some Vans. I don't have a deal with any of the companies, so.
A lot of sneaker industry professionals listen to this show.
We gonna see.
Vans are such a West Coast shoe, you know, and an everyday life thing. It really is a culture here in such a different way than the East Coast. It's kind of crazy to me because, like, literally every type of person in California will show up in Vans. It's not like a cool guy thing. It's not a skater thing. It's like a cultural thing. And that's taken some getting used to for me. It's a very different approach.
Is it kind of similar to Tim's, though?
I mean,
it's the Cali Tims.
It's the Cali Tims. In some ways, yes, but it's more like I have a whole thing. Like, I'm a white guy. I'm not wearing Tims. Like, that ain't for me. I look crazy. Like, I don't accept that. Like, I will not do that. I just won't do it.
All right. I got a question for you. This might answer the question then. So in California, it's not too rare to go to like the bro's wedding and everyone is wearing like crispy Vans, you know?
For sure.
We've all seen that, for better or for worse. But there's also probably weddings where everyone is wearing Tims.
No,
like,
there's not, bro. No, there's not.
Straight out of the box Tims.
No.
There has to be a Tims wedding.
Can you imagine pulling up to the wedding in the double-breasted Ralph Lauren with the beef and broccolis on the feet?
I'm just saying, as a wedding shoe, the Vans is going to be better than the butter Tims.
No, it's definitely going to be. I mean, a Vans is a shoe that you can truly wear. I mean, it's ageless too. Like my dad could wear Vans and it doesn't look crazy. You know what I mean? It's a rare thing to have that kind of footwear. Totally. But Vans, when I was growing up, you didn't skate in Vans because it was like the puffy era. It was like action, you know what I mean?
Hey,
like
I'm trying to stop talking about Vans though. I don't want to talk about Vans anymore or any of these companies. They not. Who are they?
Who are they?
Not like that. Not like that. But
No, you're smart.
like
You're
that.
smart. I mean, I
No.
understand. But where? So are you running? So are you running the clothing business every day too?
Not really me.
My man's an auteur. He can't be in the lab like that. Yeah, you got to have a full staff.
Right. We have a dope team though. Like,
How many people we talking about? How many people you got? How many people working for you right now?
Man, just enough to get the job done. It's not a big team. we keep it super small and nimble. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. Nah, I really don't do anything. I just get the stuff in the mail and put it on.
That's the best possible approach to business ownership. I really like that. Yeah, because I'm a big polo guy myself. I noticed is that your go-to? Do you love rocking a polo?
I do. I just like a collar.
What brand polo are we rocking with?
His own.
Illegal Civ.
If it's not an Illegal Civ polo, then what is the polo brand that you're reaching for?
I don't even know any other brands.
Couldn't be me. Man, this guy really is about his business.
Yeah,
I didn't know that there's other clothing companies.
You're saying that people make clothes? I didn't know that, bro. I wasn't aware of that. That's crazy.
But growing up, everybody loves Ralph Lauren, bro. Period.
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm. Good point.
King of the polo, you can't deny it.
I would go. I wear Uniqlo only because they're unbranded and 2-button. I don't like a 3-button. I need 2 buttons only.
Nah, Uniqlo is fire.
Uniqlo is the best. And then, but I find that because you guys do the embroidery on the collar, and I've flirted with that before for some of my extracurricular projects, and it's a nice touch. I really like the embroidery on the. It's because the chest hit, we've seen it. Lacoste has done it. Polo's done it. No one's going to do it better than them. But the collar is a nice detail, and it does I feel like it demands a more premium price as well.
Get those margins up.
Gotta get the margins up, bro.
So Mikey, do you already have the next film ready to go, or is it still
percolating?
Is it still being developed?
Man, so the next film we ended up working on kind of all of quarantine. Every day during the shutdown in LA, I would just work on the script, tool it. And I'm not like a writer, you know what I'm saying? But I like to just get out these are just stories and just stuff and people, and this is just all this stuff. And I like to give that to a writer and be kind of whittle the sculpture out of that.
Here's all the ingredients. You got you build it.
Right.
So what's cooking? Give me a taste.
And just go ahead before you get started. I just want to, just put it out there. If there are any walk-on roles for 2 late 30s podcasters, we are available. We are not SAG.
There's a podcast scene.
Yeah, there's a podcast scene. Let us know because
no union.
We can step in. There's some other podcasts out there, but you don't want them. Okay, just go ahead and clear that. But continue.
Let me be real though. You guys are gonna have to audition. You're not gonna just get the role.
I'm not above auditioning.
Well, I'll talk to my agent, Jason. Hold on, let me call William Morris real quick. It depends. We'll have to look at the rate, how many shoot days it is, but we can talk about it. We're willing to discuss that.
I legally can't be in the same room as Joe Budden, so please don't make us go on the same day to audition.
So wait, you make all your homies audition though?
Sure. Yeah.
Just because you can skate does not mean you can act.
Yeah,
I agree.
I
don't know. Even for I don't know. I don't make movies, Jason. So I'm trying to understand Mikey's process.
You didn't make Vince Vaughn audition though, right?
I mean, it's not an audition, but it's
screen test.
It's more like all right, for real. Here's the script. Forget who any of us are. You feel me? We're all just people. What's your vibes on this? How are you feeling on this? Are you riffing with it? And we did a little rehearse, talk it out, and Vince is looking at me like that too.
Yeah.
It's not like he's just down to work with me too. And when we're working on it together, everybody's just kind of feeling that vibe of okay, cool. This feels good. So it's not like an audition, sit down and read it, but hell yeah,
it's a classic Hollywood vibe check.
Yeah, let's make sure this shit is working right. No cap.
Yeah, yeah.
No
so wait,
what's
the second? So what's the new movie? Where are we going with this? Where are we going?
Hey, so look, during Corona, it was just every day, and I ended up finishing the second movie to a degree where we have a little booklet, we have a vibe, and now I'm working on a TV show. So we gonna see. You feel me?
Okay, well, you ran down some of the film influences. I will ask for your Letterboxd username at the end of the show, but what TV shows have inspired you for this episodic journey?
Don't say Friends or this podcast is over.
Man, I don't even really like TV that much. I love The Sopranos. I love The Wire. I love a lot of the classics.
You fucking with Mad Men?
Never seen it. Is that blasphemy? Is that terrible?
Come on, if you're really a 60s bro, you gotta watch it.
That is your preferred era from what we've learned today on the show.
Yeah. Do you know who George Lois is?
George Lopez?
No, George Lois.
Yeah, the designer. The designer?
Yeah, he did ads, and he I don't know if Mad Men's based on him, but I know that they got some vibes from him.
He did a bunch of Esquire covers in the 60s
The famous Esquire covers.
Ones.
The famous Esquire covers.
He was the way I even found out what Mad Men was. So, but then it made it weird for me to watch it because I'm just feeling like it's George Lois, but not like all the way. So it's just making me feel weird. Like finding out about it through him threw me off. So that's why I didn't watch it yet.
That makes sense. It'll come to you one day.
Sure.
You'll hit the backwoods and finally accept Mad Men into your life.
Jason loves Mad Men, though. Jason's on a Mad Men agenda all the time, pushing it on people.
I'm an ad guy. What can I say?
Right.
I mean, I remember when it was out. I mean, it was popping when it was out. I watched some of it, but I don't know, man. I just don't. Watching a show for 8 seasons to completion, I just don't. I don't know. How many seasons is it, Jason? 6?
I think it's 7, maybe. But I mean, same as Sopranos.
Another great show that's really slept on is this show. Dennis Farina is the lead of. I want to say it's called Chicago, but it was like an 80s organized crime TV show that was on regular cable. It actually had the dopest art design, sick cinematography. At the beginning of that Quentin Tarantino movie where they're spinning around the table?
Yeah, of course.
There's a episode, maybe episode 3 or something of this show where it's the same actor, Michael, from that Quentin Tarantino movie, and they're sitting around a table chopping game. It's not the same type of shop, but...
You talking about Crime? Is it called Crime Story?
Crime Story. That TV show is dope. And it's so random and slept on. It's like nobody watches.
So how do you find something like that? Did somebody put you on, or were you just up late?
DVDs. Every movie, every TV show, I would go to the store and buy it and then watch it. That's how I found out about it.
So what are you doing with all of your DVDs now? Are you going to keep them for the rest of your life?
Oh, for sure. I just been building a collection.
I like that because most people I know who have had huge DVD collections at this point in their life, they're like, all right, what am I going to do with all this shit? But you are like, I need to keep stacking it even more and more.
Oh, yeah. And I love the DVDs. The quality is always good.
There's no buffering.
Have a Sopranos signed. That's something else you can't get with the streamers. If you see somebody, feel me? What are you going to tell them? Sign my email confirmation?
Can you sign my email confirmation? Is depressing as hell.
Sign my Amex bill that says Netflix $12.99 next to it.
A real collector's item right there. Mm-hmm. The DVD collection is you're gonna have to donate that one day. You know what I mean? That's your
It's gonna be in the Smithsonian one day.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Mikey, thank you for joining us, King. This was fun.
Yo, thank y'all. Appreciate you.
North Hollywood, watch that shit on Apple. Let's get man to number 1.
We're at number 2, so let's get to number 1.
We'll push you over that hump. Don't you worry.
You'll get the how long gone bump. You ain't ready for this.
We're gonna come find you at the hot spin class with no shoes on, Moneybag Yo blasting, sweating like a hoe in church. I'll bring the big Essentia. Well, okay, last question. Bob's Big Boy, what's the salad dressing?
Let me be super real with you, bro.
Please.
The only thing that I like to eat at Bob's Big Boy is the tea cake.
Tea cake? The fuck?
And they don't even make it. They get it from a place called Martino's that's in Burbank. The burger at Bob's is cool, but the best burger in LA is Burgers Never Say Die. Maybe number 2.
I agree with that.
Is For the Win, and then maybe Pine Burger. Number 3.
Man, Pine. So you really know your shit is what it sounds like.
Yeah, burgers. Love burgers.
No, unfortunately, I don't like the aesthetic of Burgers Never Say Die very much, but just flavor-wise, it's fucked up. That is by far the best burger I've ever had.
And it's I don't want to lead people to be like, get a burger at Bob's. Go to Bob's on a Friday and see the car show. And you're going to have fun.
Get you a cup of coffee and a nice slice of tea cake.
Yeah.
You're going to have fun. Yup. And then the food there, like, is cool.
The food there is bad. You can be honest.
Nah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just cool. It's just cool.
I grew up eating the blue cheese from Bob's Big Boy.
Oh.
I feel like, I don't know if you're a blue cheese dressing guy.
Man, I'm blue cheese over ranch. Like at Wingstop, I get blue cheese and honey mustard.
You really are eating good. I like it. Well, let's double up on those workout classes because the way you're heading.
Hey man, I'm gonna keep swimming. I'm gonna stay good, man. I'm not gonna get fat.
I like that.
We believe in you, Mike.
I believe you. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, call us when you need podcasters for the next movie. We're here for you, bro. Anytime.
I appreciate you.
Later, Mikey.